5/22/2016, Sunday. Okay, we're getting ready to go into a pretty fierce new battle. USA v China v Asia. And let me just go through some of the highlights real quick before we get to the heart of the issue. A lot of people speculate that the 2008 financial crisis, which I will agree with this speculation, in the United States was caused by China selling financial instruments that raised interest rates, mortgage interest rates, and that therefore cooled off and crashed the real estate market. We all know that China and the United States have a recent history, and they also have a very long history of fighting battles with one another, not agreeing on certain things. And the Illuminati, USA, usually is the negative factor in the exchanges. They tend to be very nefarious, and they tend to hit below the belt. And let's go over some of the highlights. We all know that China's been selling the United States bonds for quite a while now. We all know that China's been buying gold. They just started the Shanghai Gold Exchange, which is a physical cash end of the day settlement market, as opposed to the COMEX, which is just a bunch of paper nothing. 300 times to 1 ounce representation. China's also been known to devaluate their currency, and they've especially recently been known to go outside the United States dollar for trade settlements and agreements. And they continue to push that envelope more as time goes on. And the United States, or the Illuminati, on the other hand, again, takes that negative position, and they are famous for starting proxy wars in general, killing innocent civilians in the tens of millions. They have been known, as recently revealed by some banks, Deutsche, I believe, manipulating markets, manipulating metals markets, manipulating Forex. I think HSBC got busted for that. They're well known to carry out these operations, negative, evil, and taking the dark side role. They also have been known to sell a paper, whatever the financial instrument is, selling it as, referring to it as a paper when it's actually, when you analyze it, D paper. They've done that all the time. 2008 crisis, that's what actually intensified it. And they've also been known to, as I stated before, kill people on a regular basis as part of their regular MO and part of their standard operating business procedures. So the Chinese and the rest of the world have a lot of ammunition when they go to argue a point that the Illuminati is on the wrong side of the deal, and they're doing things that are not helpful to the planet and to the individuals on the planet specifically. So now what we have, as this conflict continues to go forward, you had a couple of people, Fulford, Jim Willie, they're talking about China offering to lease gold to the United States to back the dollar or a new treasury bill or whatever the currencies, paper currency is going to be in the United States. I've said vehemently over the last month or so, ever since this came out, the Illuminati will not go along with it. They will not subjugate themselves, subordinate themselves to the Chinese. They will not be under the Chinese thumb. No way. They won't do it. They won't do it. So X out the hopes of something like that happening. It will not happen. When you get to know these people, they're very arrogant, they're very egotistical, and they're narcissistic. And they're going to do what they want to do, period. And if it means that they kill themselves in the process, who cares? Who cares? Remember Crowley's mantra, do what thou wilt, that is the whole of the law. Which means do whatever the F you want. That's it. You don't have to answer to anybody. That's what it is. And Crowley knew a little something about devil worship and black magic. So I will take that as a representation of that group in general. But we are going into this new hot, as I call it, hot conflict time, where the Illuminati are not going to take this off for the Chinese lease gold. And I think that the Chinese and their allies, this is the operative phase, Chinese and their allies, because as I explain it, you're going to see how powerful it can become. But I think what the Chinese are going to do after the Illuminati formally negate and refuse this offer is the Chinese are going to aggressively attack the silver pit. And I think that they're going to use their people as an ally and a purchasing mechanism, which they've done before. They've tested all this stuff out. Back in 2009, 2010, when I was just starting to do YouTube, I remember the Chinese making public announcements in their news media, in their mainstream media, that they were recommending that the Chinese people, citizens, buy metals, especially silver. So they've already tested it. They've already done their beta tests. They've already done their theoretical analysis. They know what they have to do to get the result that they want. All right? One thing about the Chinese, they test, retest, test, retest, test. Then they wait some more. Then they strike when it's the opportune time. And that's exactly what today is. Everybody knows that the West is drained of metal, they're drained of gold, they're drained of silver, they're drained of everything. They don't have anything to stand on if the Chinese decide to use their people, their population, as a purchasing weapon, okay? Which again, they've done this before, they've already tested it. What I think that the Chinese are going to do this time is they're going to ask their allies to assist them with their allies' populations as well. I think Russia might make announcements. I think that India might make announcements in the mainstream media that their governments or political associations, corporate heads are recommending to their population that they buy silver. And that's going to dry up the supply within 2 seconds. It'll be gone. It'll be gone. It'll be gone. And once that momentum runs, forget it. You will not be able to stop it. China alone's got, what, 2 billion people? I mean, you only need a few million people. You don't even need to go into the billions. And they've got the population of Russia. They got the population of India. They got the population of South America, Latin America. What is this? China's IIB, BRICS associations. What is that, like 180 nations? Okay, well, there's the population. They got 3/4 of the world's population, maybe more, and all they have to do is flip that switch and say, buy silver. And if they want to heat it up even more, they'll offer tax incentives, bonuses, cash back in some way for purchase of the silver. They can make it a tax incentive. Reduce your tax rate from 23% down to 19% if you purchase silver this month. Hey! I mean, that's going to push people in that direction forcefully. And you know what? People are already going in that direction. So just to add to that momentum, when people already have the ideas in their head, how potent is that going to be? Oh, it will be more potent than 5 million nuclear bombs, hydrogen bombs. I mean, it will shut the markets down. It will turn the world over in a very, very, very short period of time. And that's what I'm anticipating that they're going to do. I've heard this from some of my insiders that say, we don't know if this is going to happen, but it looks like it's very, 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 very possible. And all the indicators are pointing into that direction. So, and in addition, this is only one prong of the attack. There's probably 5 other prongs, 5 other derivatives or places of interest that the Chinese will attack. They might get their allies to sell even more bonds. What if they got the Middle East to sell all their bonds? What does the Middle East collectively have? Like $3 trillion in bonds? Okay, what about the silver pits? Then you put the bonds together, sale of the bonds. Then maybe China introduces some new trade pacts outside the dollar, all at the same time. What if Russia and the Middle East and all the oil producing nations doubled their production within that same period of time, so the oil price went from $40 a barrel down to $15? Do you see what I'm saying? They all happen at the same time. It's a conglomerate of an attack. I just analyzed in detail today one prong of it because I think that's going to be very visible to see. I think that people are going to be able to watch it in real time, and I think people are going to see the COMEX default. and the comex go away. Because one thing that the Illuminati cannot do is they cannot keep up with the demand and the purchase of real metal, real supply, and taking delivery of it as Shanghai is doing. And they're importing a lot of metals. I mean, they are, and that's without really advertising anything. Just imagine if they turned on that advertisement spigot and offered incentives to do so. So, there's a lot happening. There's a lot that's going to happen. And I think that in the next little bit here, we're going to see a lot of fireworks. So get ready, however you want to prepare, but it's going to be a show. That's for sure. Okay, Sunday. That's it for today, 5/22/2016. Thanks for listening, guys.